I'm going to share 5 familiar marketing problems with you that could be hurting your business. Avoid just one of these and your business will grow. But avoid all 5 of these marketing mishaps and there's no telling just how much more profitable and effective all of your marketing will be from this day forward. So let's get to it. Hey there, my name is Erhart, marketing strategist, and welcome to the channel, the #1 place for entrepreneurs to learn proven marketing strategies to help you grow your business online. Marketing is the single most important element to your business success, but it's also a minefield of potential problems and pitfalls and all sorts of disasters that can make your marketing not only not effective, but also could potentially hurt your brand and damage your business and lose you a whole lot of money. And I don't want that for you. And that's why I've put together this list of some of the most common mistakes that I see business owners and entrepreneurs making on a nearly daily basis. So you can avoid these and instead replace them with proven and effective and really solid marketing strategies that'll drive your business forward, help you generate more leads, more customers, more sales, and more revenue. So let's dive in, and it all starts with mistake #1, having what I call a mega market. I see this mostly among newer business owners or people who are just getting into marketing. When I ask them to tell me or to describe who their ideal target market is, they tell me things like everyone or people with money. Here's the deal. Everyone is not a target market. Everyone is everyone. And if we're talking about everyone, it's billions and billions of people. The reality is that most of them aren't going to buy from you. Most of them don't want to buy from you. And maybe more importantly, you don't want to sell to most people. You don't want to sell to everyone because they're not going to be the right fit for your business, for your brand, for your goals, and for the direction you want your company to go. This is why having a mega market, trying to appeal to everyone and really just not niching down and really focusing in on that perfect customer that you can serve is one of the biggest mistakes you can make, because when you do this, when you become so broad and so bland and so boring, because you're going to have to in order to appeal to everyone, not offend anyone or not polarize anybody, well, you end up appealing to nobody. The alternative then to having a mega market is to having a very specific market, really defining and identifying and clarifying who your ideal target market is, that ideal customer avatar or ICA. Essentially a representation of that perfect customer that you absolutely love and, more importantly, who loves you and loves what you do and is happy to pay you for the value you provide. The better that you're able to clearly identify an ideal customer avatar, well, the better all of your marketing is going to be from this day forward, because it's going to enable you to come up with messages and offers, and essentially all of your marketing materials are going to be that much more effective because they're going to be relatable and specific, and essentially it's going to make your ideal customer avatar feel like you're marketing directly to them, like your business is going to be that main solution, that perfect solution to the problems that they're currently experiencing. But you're not going to be able to do that if you're trying to appeal to everyone, because everyone's got a whole lot of problems. You're much better off to be specific, to focus in on that perfect person and their unique problems. There's an expression in marketing that says whoever understands the customer best wins, and this is absolutely true, but you're not going to be able to understand everyone because people are complicated. All right, let's move on to the next mistake, which is all about having what I call ordinary offers. Now, an ordinary offer is the opposite of what is incredibly important to have in your business, which is an irresistible offer. I see this a lot with new business owners and with experienced business owners, especially when they start getting into things like advertising, whether we're talking about Facebook ads or Instagram ads or YouTube ads or Google ads, basically any kind of ad. What normally happens is the entrepreneur will launch a series of ads. They'll create Facebook ads or Instagram ads or whatever. They'll go out there, they'll spend a ton of money, and nothing will happen. What inevitably follows from that is blaming the ad network, saying things like Facebook ads don't work or Instagram ads are a waste of money, when the reality is it's not the platform. And in fact, it's probably not even the message that you wrote or the image that you used or the video or anything like that. More often than not, it's the offer. Essentially, not presenting something to someone in a way that's irresistible, in a way that compels them to action, in a way that makes them have to buy or have to take action on whatever it is that you're presenting to them. When this happens, well, it normally boils down to one of two different things. Number one is you're trying to sell them something that they just don't want. The reality is that the market never lies. So if you're going out there and you're trying to promote something and people just aren't buying, it may just be because they just don't want it. If, however, you've been in business for any length of time and you know that you provide a good service, you know that people want it, well, it leads us to the second point, which is that whatever you're presenting just isn't being presented in a way that compels them to action. Essentially, it's a marketing problem. It's not that people don't want it, it's just that the way that you're packaging it, the way that you're presenting it, and the way that you're putting it out there to the world, well, it just isn't irresistible enough. So it's way too easy for people to say, maybe, or no, or maybe I'll get that later, if at all. The beauty here is the solution really brings us back to mistake number one, which is being clear on who it is that you're trying to serve. Because when you're able to deep dive into that ideal customer avatar, when you're able to really uncover their problems and their pains and their frustrations, well, you're able to craft an irresistible offer because you're simply going to be solving a problem that they already have. Really is that simple. All right, the next mistake is all about having flimsy marketing. Now, if you've got a Twitter account linked up on your website that hasn't been posted to since 2016, or heaven forbid, a Google Plus account, which, that's right, they're gone now, well then you, my friend, are a victim of flimsy marketing. Flimsy marketing is essentially the result or the outcome of spreading yourself way too thin across way too many different marketing platforms or social media networks or any marketing opportunity available. And there's a lot of them. Flimsy marketing is often the result of a business owner or entrepreneur who's heard the advice that you need to be everywhere and you need to do everything. And the reality is, this just isn't the case. First of all, even the thought of trying to be everywhere and trying to do everything is completely unrealistic. That's an overwhelming amount of work. Not to mention, it's just not effective because that ideal customer avatar, remember that main person that you're trying to serve? Well, they're not everywhere. They're not doing everything. Rather, they're focused in on 1, 2, maybe 3 specific channels, so it only makes sense then to identify that and go there and ignore everything else. When you do this, rather than spreading yourself way too thin across millions of different channels and platforms and options, you're able to go deep and you're able to really connect with your customers on a more personal and more intimate level by showing up again and again where they are and on networks and on platforms they actually care about and they actually use. All right, let's move on to the next mistake, which is none other than random acts of marketing. And this, my friend, may be the most common mistake of them all. Essentially, random acts of marketing is having no plan, no strategy, no real thought into what you're doing, and just doing marketing for marketing's sake because you believe you have to and because you were told to. I work with a lot of businesses at this stage, even at the multi-6, the 7, even the 8-figure level, where they're just doing marketing for the sake of doing marketing. Some of it's working, most of it isn't, but they're not really sure what or why or even where. Their response to marketing, typically before we start working together, is really reactive. Essentially, they get presented with a marketing opportunity, looks like a decent one, don't really know, but they test it out, and then when all is said and done, they're not even really sure if it worked. And this is why marketing gets such a bad name. Why it has such a bad reputation? Well, essentially, it's because there's no clear strategy, there's no clearly defined plan, and there's no real set path in order to get the results that you're after. Unsurprisingly, random acts of marketing doesn't tend to work all that well. It's kind of like being blindfolded and playing darts and trying to hit a bullseye. It's pretty much not going to happen. And even if it did happen, well, it'd be like trying to do it again and then again and again, which is the point of marketing after all. After all, it doesn't really make sense to go out there and have just one home run marketing campaign if you're unable to replicate it or duplicate it or do it again. After all, that just really comes down to luck. You can't build a business on luck. For marketing to be really effective, you need to know what worked and what didn't, so you can do more of what worked and less of what didn't. This is why it's so incredibly important to sit down ahead of time and really map out a plan and a strategy. Include things like, who's my ideal target market? What are their biggest pains, problems, and frustrations, and all the things they're trying to move away from? How is my business uniquely positioned to solve their pains and problems for them? Where is my ideal target market active and present online? Maybe even offline. And what are the kind of offers or content that I could put in front of them that would resonate and be relatable and inspire them to take action? Answering those few short questions alone will put you miles ahead of your competition. But that's not enough, which leads me to my next point: ignorance is not bliss. In the world of business and marketing, what you don't know will hurt you. Now, I appreciate when it comes to business, when it comes to your market and your industry and all of the nuances around it, well, there's a lot to know. And I appreciate that maybe you can't know everything, but knowing marketing, this is going to be one of those main things you really need to try to get your head around and really try to grasp. This is because marketing is the single most important element to your business's success. After all, it's marketing's job to go out there and help you attract new clients, new customers, new leads, new sales. And without those, you don't have a business. So where do you start? What can you do right now to get a better understanding of marketing and essentially the most important fundamentals and principles that'll really drive your business and your revenue forward? Well, the best place to start is to check out the video I have linked up right here on Introduction to Marketing. So make sure to check that out now, and I'll see you in the next episode.